Aloha, welcome to Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. We've got the latest news and reports. Well, some of us who feel the need to know where our tax money has gone to, the third citizens' budget has been released. When the young generation is a key element of a country's development, Japan-Myanmar youth discuss sustainability. Quite a fruity story coverage on Myanmar Melons Festival 2020, and the last report on the initiatives for PWDs to be inclusive in the peace process. We'll get to the reports in a while, but before that, let's take a look at the local news. A seminar on natural resources and environmental conservation was held in Naypyidaw on Saturday. PWDs Deputy Speaker Utontohain delivered an opening speech where he said the world nations today are prioritizing environmental conservation tasks. He called for the systematic extraction of natural resources by considering the impact on the natural environment. The seminar aims for promoting the role of Luto committees in natural resources and environmental conservation tasks of the country, understanding the work undertakings of the concerned ministries, assessing the enacted laws and impacts, and achieving better communication and cooperation among all who are involved. PWDs Natural Resources and Environmental Conservation Committee is implementing the scrutinizing process for mining law starting mid-2019. The process has been working in cooperation with Westminster Foundation for Democracy. Deputy Minister for Information Uong Latun held a meeting with the editorial team of the Global New Light of Myanmar Monday in Yangon to discuss improving the quality of English language newspaper. The Deputy Minister stressed on maintaining the quality of the semi-government newspaper as it is the sole newspaper serving as the mouthpiece of the government. The Deputy Minister discussed improving content, news selection, professional training for staff, and grooming the next generation of editors and contributors daily. Peasants' Day 2020 was commemorated at Wadu Village Tract, Kanchi Down Township, Bathane District, Ayeyarwady Region, Monday morning. The Ayeyarwady Region Chief Minister Ulamo On said the regional government leads cooperation with all relevant departments and the cultivators for ensuring food security, sufficient nutrition, and improving food safety practices. He said they also work to attract more domestic and foreign investors to Ayeyarwady Region's agricultural sector so as to elevate the livelihoods and ensure the full rights of farmers. By the end of 2019, a total of 8,992 acres have been handed over to farmers in the Ayeyarwady region along with work permits. A coordination meeting to organize the opening ceremony of the National Library was held at its new building in Yangon Monday afternoon. Officials discussed preparations for launching the library next month as an international-level facility with a modern digital system for public services in studying a wide range of subjects, including literature, cultures, and histories. Union Minister Thura Uwanko discussed the plan to open National Library in the first week of April and expressed thanks to officials, intellectuals and intelligentsia for their contributions in the emergence of the library that is located at number 604/608 between 31st and 32nd Streets on Merchant Road in Papedan Township. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report on Myanmar Today. The third citizens' budget of the Yangon regional government was launched, explaining the details on where the government spent the budget for the fiscal year of 2019 to 2020. According to the report, this citizens' budget will encourage the public to pay tax after learning where the tax they pay is spent. The government is also urging the public to participate in the process of allocating the budget. Williamson has more.
With a collaboration of Asia Foundation and Renaissance Institute, Yangon Regional Government released their third-time citizen budget for the fiscal year of 2019 to 2020. The government reflects its policies and priorities, and publishing the citizens' budget is designed to encourage citizens to engage in government's decision-making. Making the government's budget available and accessible is an important step in promoting democracy by increasing transparency and accountability. The launch event was held at Chatrium Hotel in Yangon on 28th of February, attended by Yangon Mayor Mangso, along with other members of Yangon City Development Committee, regional Lotto representatives, and officials from the Ministry of Planning, Finance and Industry. Speaking at the event, Mangso, Yangon Mayor said,
2017 နဲ့ 2018
Since the fiscal year of 2017 to 18, we have been using the citizens' budget, although we started trying to implement this process from 2016. But it was from the fiscal year of 2017 to 18, only we could actually implement as we wanted to do. So after we received several suggestions from regional electoral representatives, before the citizen budget was introduced, the budget was usually allocated by the government where to spend more budgets and where to spend less. But what happened after we introduced this method is the budget will be allocated based on where the public want to spend more. But whether this system is good or bad will be decided by the situation. However, the main weakness of the citizen budget is every township wants to provide the best service to their own places, which means that we receive more applications requesting for more budgets, especially in road construction and other infrastructure areas. But as there is limited source to meet all these demands, the implementation of all the projects depends on the budget we have.
The total budgeted expenditure of Yangon region for the fiscal year of 1920 is more than 772 billion kyats, in which current expenditure is 203 billion kyats and the capital expenditure is 568 billion kyats. The capital expenditure of Yangon region has been increasing from the fiscal year of 2016 to 2017 to 2019 to 2020. The GDP of Yangon region for the fiscal year of 2019 to 2020 is 31 trillion kyats, that is increased 8.9% according to the constant price compared to the previous year. And the GDP per capita is 3.7 million kyats. Ms. Kim Wen-yi is the Regional Director of Budget Department under the Ministry of Planning, Finance and Industry, and speaking on the importance of these citizen budgets and how the public can participate in it, she said,
It's very much essential that the public have the complete data of where and how the regional budget is spent, and then only the public have knowledge about what the government is doing. Eventually, it will also encourage the public to pay tax, seeing the importance of the budget for development, and it will also increase the liability between the government and the public. By observing what the government is doing, the public can also participate in allocating the budget by pointing out what they need in their respective areas. When we draw the budget plan, we invite the locals from the respective areas and working together in allocating the budget. But if the people are not still aware of it, that they can participate in drawing budget plan, we want to spread this opportunity to help them participate by releasing this citizens' budget.
The top 5 departments that spend the largest capital expenditure is YCDC receives the highest share, 56% of the regional capital expenditure, followed by Yangon Region Government 15%, Rural Road Development 15%, Department of Highway 5%, and Development Affairs Organization receives 4%. This is Williamson for MI Radio.
That's a report on the third citizens' budget that has been released. All right, we'll carry on with the next report here on Myanmar Today. Participants from Myanmar and Japan conducted a symposium titled An Afternoon with Sustainability. This event is a part of the International Development Field Camp, a week-long intensive program designed to make a social impact and connect the very best youth leaders in Myanmar and Japan. Agajo reports.
28 selected participants from Myanmar and Japan conducted a symposium titled An Afternoon with Sustainability. The event took place at Arts Hall of the Yangon University on 28 February 2020. International Development Field Camp IDFC is a week-long intensive program designed to make a social impact and connect the very best youth leaders in Myanmar and Japan. 15 Myanmar students, together with the 15 Japanese students, which form a total of 30 students, participate in this program. The camp features knowledgeable workshop and resourceful seminar by guest speakers, symposium, site visit, fun game activities, cultural exchange program, networking dinner, sharing things, ideas, and creating IDFC magazine. For more on the IDFC activities, Ms. Emma Hasegawa, president of the IDFC Japan Committee, said,
So for this year, IDFC 2020, we went to Kyoto, Mandalay, and Yangon, and we went to 3 cities. And this will be the first time for IDFC to go around 3 cities. And we did this camp for 12 days, and this will be the longest camp.
The participants are expected to learn cultures, go to site visits to learn from entrepreneurs. The team building activity is included so that they can learn how to interact with each other. For this year, 15 participants from Myanmar and 12 participants from Japan are joining.
It's in front of you right now. It's the Chin national costume.
At the workshop, we invite some guests who teach us, teach how to presentate. So from that, I think participants will learn how to presentate more, and then we will have many presentation sessions.
IDFC is an official student event recognized by the Embassy of Japan in Myanmar, JETRO, JICA, and co-organized by Myanmar and Japanese youths. It is an annual exchange program for Myanmar and Japan youth leaders, of which fundamental aspects are cultural exchange, personal development, and social issues. IDFC was established by the students from Myanmar and Japan in 2014 to mark the 60th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Japan and Myanmar. The program provides youths with opportunities in the form of symposium, cultural exchange, and personal development activities. Go Hei Mei Aung, president of IDFC Myanmar Committee, explained.
This year, theme is fostering sustainability, and it includes social entrepreneurship, tourism and tradition, and globalization. In social entrepreneurship, making an impact on top of profit is a new linkage of the business world and social issues. The life of a social entrepreneur is inspirational yet not always easy. Our participants have witnessed it during their visits at Impact Hub Kyoto, Grande Limited, Little Mandalay, Trandius, and MYEO. And in tourism, we learned and discovered facts about promoting sustainable tourism in Myanmar and in Japan. The participants got exposure to reality at Taishuan, Shotengai, Nishikyo-chiba, Pando International University Diploma in Tourism Program, and MRTI. On the topic of tradition and globalization, the participants visited Kodaiji Temple, Nishijin Ori, UKK, and YK collections.
That's a report on Japan-Myanmar youth discussion on sustainability. Now let's have a look at the currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank and Stock Exchange. $1 is at 1,434 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 205 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,582 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,846 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,028 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 340 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 45 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 19 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,598. Silver is at $16, and Brent crude oil is at $48. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 11,500. MTSH is at 4,000. MCB went up 200 and it's at 8,400. FPB is at 22,500. TMH is down 50 and it's at 2,850. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. The Yangon regional government opened the local market for growers and producers of melons to reduce the losses and recover the profits. With the purpose of promoting an introduction of market trends for melons, Myanmar Melons Festival 2020 is currently being held by Myanmar Fruit, Flower and Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association, together with the Yangon Region Government, the Yangon City Development Committee and the Ministry of Commerce at Kandorji, Simpyu-chun and Myebreda-chun. Pomo and Soirana will tell us more.
Myanmar's fruit exports are destined mainly for China. From 2008 to 2017, the annual rate of growth in terms of volume to China was relatively modest. Related to the current global issue of the novel coronavirus, watermelon and maxmelon exports are blocked and the growers are facing difficulties a lot. The novel coronavirus outbreak causes global supply chain shutdown, having impacts highly on seafood, bananas, especially on watermelons and maxmelons. The Yangon regional government opened the local market for growers and producers of melons to reduce the losses and recover the profits. With the purpose of promoting an introduction of market trends for the melons, Myanmar Melons Festival 2020 is currently being held by Myanmar Fruit, Flower and Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association (MFVP), together with the Yangon Region Government, the Yangon City Development Committee, and the Ministry of Commerce at Kandorji, Simpyu-chun and Myebreda-chun starting from 29 February to 4 March.
Not only the exports, but also the local markets for fruits, vegetables and flowers. The YCDC, together with the Myanmar Agro Exchange Public Limited, was kept opening the Yangon wholesale market, where the producers can directly make sales of their products directly with the consumers. The government is making efforts to balance the growers with the taxes and to ensure the consumers to get high-quality products.
CEC member of MFVP, U Tae-ang, said how this fair is being organized.
Our association organizes festivals for high market favored fruits, 6 times for Mango Festival, 3 times for Avocado Festival and Pomelo Festival, and now this is the first time for Melon Festival. Only 20% of the melons are consumed by citizens and 80% is exported. We promote local melon markets and the qualities of melons by organizing such kind of festival.
Sakai, Mandalay, Makwe, Bago, and Ayeyarwady regions are the largest melon growing areas. A large number of melons are produced in this season. Around 600 of 17-ton trucks are driven through borders to export to China in the past times. Growers and producers are facing the losses of about 50 billion jets a day because of the trade suspension by the outbreak of coronavirus. Around 40 trucks carrying melons are going now. He continued.
The prices are determined by the traders and sometimes they refuse the exports if the quality is not as good as they want or if the transportation gets slow. At the time, the melon trucks find it difficult to reverse the path as they are on a long journey and the melons become rotten. Even so, the growers continue working on the melons market just because, for instance, they get profits once in 3 times.
The max melons are locally lowered favor market. Many people don't know that it can be eaten, and some still haven't heard about it. Also, the growers' main focus is the foreign markets, so this kind of melon festival advantages the public about what the max melon is and the recoveries to the losses on China export. Win Jonai, member of Myanmar Max Melon Producer and Exporter Association, Sakai Region, said.
We participated in the festival because Sakai region mainly produce muskmelons, and we come here to let the Yangon citizens taste what the real muskmelon is. We got 4 species in muskmelon. 3 of them are in normal ranges of price, and the last one is still low in market favors. Almost every planted muskmelon is exported to other countries through border towns. They are planted in every season, but especially it depends on the market needs of China.
More than 150,000 tons of muskmelons and 800,000 tons of watermelons are exported to other countries annually.
That's a report on the Myanmar Melons Festival 2020. And here's the last report on initiatives for PWDs to be inclusive in the peace process. Myanmar Independent Living Initiative organized a consultation meeting about the inclusive peace process for persons with disabilities at the Summit Park View Hotel last week. Through various workshops, meetings, and learning processes, the PWDs community aims to raise awareness of involving in the peace process of the country. DJ Henry Zin reports.
Persons with Disability PWDs community in Myanmar is striving to achieve the full right of citizenship. Especially, they are eager to get participated in the peace process of the country. As initiative for the PWDs to be able to understand better about the peace process in the country and its criteria, Myanmar Independent Living Initiative (MILI) held a consultation meeting about inclusive peace process at Summit Park View Hotel on 28 February. MILI invited the civil society organizations, governmental representatives, peace process organizations, and the PWDs together to find solution to inclusiveness of the PWDs in peace process.
Today, we have 2 purposes for this meeting: to seek advice from the peace process activists from the PWDs to get involved, and to hear the perspectives of PWDs concerning how they want to get involved. Since the PWDs are not quite familiar with peace process and they have lack of knowledge about it, we need to raise awareness as the first step. This is the time where we learn about the nature of peace and the peace process of Myanmar for the further actual involvement.
It is not easy for the PWDs to struggle in the conflict areas. Moreover, it is a fact that the citizens get injured and become PWDs because of the conflicts.
Myanmar
has been implementing peace process since a long time ago. But before it is completed, some of the citizens become PWDs as the consequence of conflict. For example, stamping on a landmine. There is one common thing for these injured PWDs and other born PWDs, which is no full inclusivity in society.
Conflict area.
There are PWDs living in conflict areas and camps. It is difficult even for the normal persons, so the PWDs will have double sufferings. While dealing with this situation, if we stay behind in the peace process, it can be said that our role as a citizen is not fully provided.
In Article 29 of United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, free participation of the PWDs in political and public life is mentioned. Myanmar signed the convention in 2011. Myanmar also provided 2015 law on the rights of persons with disabilities.
I am keen to learn more about the issue of PWDs and peace process. Unlike in the previous years, the PWDs found interest in political affairs and some of them are involving in key sectors. When we think of considering the PWDs for peace process, we need to put them not only under the social affairs but also in political, economic, and many other affairs. Since the PWDs are also human beings, they are concerned with all sectors of citizenship. It is necessary to include the role of the PWDs in political wills as the cross-cutting issue.
cross-cutting issue
Through various workshops, meetings, and learning processes, the PWDs community hopes to get the way for them to get involved in peace process of the country in reality. This is Dora Suisim reporting from MI Radio.
That's all we have for today's reports. Now let's keep up with the world with international news here on Myanmar Today. China is now producing over 110 million face masks a day, official data showed Monday. The National Development and Reform Commission, China's top economic planner, said the country turned out 116 million masks on Saturday, 12 times the figure reported on February 1st. The commission said the production even exceeded the planned capacity, among which the daily output of N95-rated medical masks reached 1.66 million units to ensure that medical staff of the forefront of the battle against the novel coronavirus are well equipped. The consistent rise in both capacity and output further narrowed the supply deficit. As the COVID-19 outbreak becomes a global epidemic, the world is starting to grapple with the potential impact on human capital, the key factor that drives productivity, wealth creation, and welfare improvements. If the virus continues to spread across countries, human loss and the social and economic impact could be significant. Previous epidemics like Ebola in Africa show that large numbers of health workers are negatively affected, which could weaken the healthcare system in low-income countries. The novel coronavirus is now in 59 countries across 6 continents, resulting in more than 87,000 cases and 3,000 deaths as of Sunday. NHK reported, citing local officials, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Japan increased to 962 on Monday. A total of 705 patients diagnosed with the disease in Japan are from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. As of Monday, 12 people have died of the coronavirus in Japan, with 6 fatalities from the ship. As COVID-19 continues to spread around Europe and the world, antibacterial hand gel or hand sanitizer is the next thing, running out of stock after the global mask shortage. Worried shoppers rushing out to buy hand sanitizers to protect themselves from the spread of the coronavirus have been met with empty shelves or very limited stock. In the UK, the popular high street Boots pharmacy chain has completely run out of all brands of hand sanitizer on its website. Stock on shelves has also depleted, so much so that certain stores are imposing a limit on how many units a person can buy, stop bulk purchases. Hand sanitizers have appeared on websites such as Amazon and eBay, being sold for at least 3 times their retail price. If you can't find hand sanitizers where you are and don't want to spend a lot on it, you can make some at home with simple ingredients. Here's how. And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.